Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Kill Team Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Casa de Geek, where I'm going to be fighting a 125-point Kill Team Commanders mission between my Genestealer Cult and Harris's Orks. So the story that we've got going on here is that this planet was Imperial controlled, but little did they know that deep underground there was a Genestealer cult that was gathering strength and preparing for the day of ascension. The Nexos was doing his job, intercepting all the Imperial communications, finding manifests and such, when an interesting one came across his screen. There was a delivery from a sector that had an orc infestation. When it arrived to the planet, the crews that were dropping off the containers never reported back. This information kind of got lost to the administratum within the rush of different stuff, because the bureaucracy of everything, because they were just being dropped off at a random kind of salvage yard. But it kind of got lost in the shuffle. But the Nexos happened to pick up this information. He passed on this information to the Biophagus, who had been working on trying to buff up his buff boys, trying to make sure that they were going to be ready for the day of ascension, that they could go up there. And when the Biophagus heard about this, it made some sense. I had heard stories about orc commando squads that would hide themselves within containers to ship themselves to different planets to act as the vanguard of the Wa that would eventually get there. Not really knowing that the Wa would probably not reach this planet for like another maybe like couple hundred years, but that's a little bit too forward thinking for an orc commando squad. So the Biophagus decided to collect a few of his boys to go up and investigate what was going on. And when they arrived, they were not disappointed when they found that there was a whole host of orcs that had climbed out of the shipping containers and were trying to establish their base here. So he decided that he wanted to gather this genetic information to see if he could use it to further strengthen his aberrants to prepare them for the day of ascension. So that's the story that we are going to be going with. The mission we're going to be playing is from the Kill Team Annual 2019. It is called Uprising. Essentially what happens is the Orks had a deployment zone in the center here. I could deploy on either side of the board. So I've got some guys over here, I've got some guys over here. And essentially what happens is, if either of our kill teams are broken at the end of the game and the other ones aren't, then victory to the one who isn't broken. If we are both not broken or we are both broken, then whoever's commander is still alive wins the battle. So both of our commanders either need to survive or we need to try to kill the commander to try to get the victory there. And if neither of that's happened, then it's going to be a tie. But we'll suss that out. Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So that is the mission that we're going to be playing. That is the story. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the two kill teams that are going to be fighting it out. For the Genestealer Cult, my kill team will consist of, from left to right, a Biophagus as my commander. We then have a leader who is an aberrant with a power hammer. We got a combat specialist who has a power hammer aberrant. We got a power hammer aberrant with demolitions, a zealot with a power hammer aberrant, and then one more power hammer aberrant. So for the Orks, his kill team will consist of, from left to right here, his commander, who is a pain boy. We then have a leader who is a grot. We then have a scout specialist, a combat specialist, and a veteran specialist, all of whom are commandos with sluggas and choppas. We then have an additional 7 commandos with sluggas and choppas, and we have 6 grots. Going over deployment here, I've got my Biophagus back over here, along with my combat zealot and leader specialists. I've got my regular aberrant over here, and I've got my demolitions expert back over here. Going over deployment for the Orks. Got a whole bunch of them. Ork. We've got his veteran over here. We've got his scout over here. His leader is back over here. Combat specialist here. We have his commander right over here. And that's going to be all the specialist ones. Then you've got a whole bunch of other commandos and grots all up in this biz. So that is going to be deployment. We will now roll off to see who has initiative going into turn 1. I rolled a 10. My opponent rolled a 12. That's how you do that. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Orks here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Orks. All of the Grots have readied themselves, and now the Commando boys here are going to charge. My opponent spent 2 CP on Wa, which allowed them to get +1 inch on their charge. Who do you want to start with?
We'll start over here and just work our way around.
Okay, sounds good. So we're going to start with this guy into my demo expert. He's definitely going to be in. Woo-wee! This guy into both. I got no shooting to have here.
9,
So it's going to be 10 inch because you get +1 inch to that. That should be into whomever you want, really.
There.
This guy is going to charge into here.
6.
6 inches, 7 inches.
7 with Wa.
Yeah, with the Wa. He is in. And then we're going to have this guy down over here. Same thing. Ooh, he is in.
Declare it.
This guy over here is going to go into the combat specialist. 8 inches will get him in.
Yep.
This guy's going to charge in over here. He's going to be in. Yep. Veteran's going to try to charge in over here. 7 inches? Ooh, maybe not. Doesn't make it, so here we go. 9 inches will make it.
Yes.
And then his combat specialist advanced over this way. These two guys just moved over this way. And that is going to be it for the Ork movement phase. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 1. Movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. My Biophagus moved over here within 2 inches of my combat specialist. Now my leader is going to charge into these two guys here. So we got 2 shots for Overwatch from their sluggers.
Got one.
Got 1 hit. That is not a wound though. His charge distance is definitely in. Now my Zealot specialist is going to charge into his combat specialist. He's in. All right, so into the shooting phase, he's got 5 Grots, or 4 Grots. 5 Grots that can see my Biophagus over here and are in range. But they're all over half range and they're all obscured. We're going to do it all at the same time because these are the only one that they can shoot into. Yeah. So these are going to be hitting on 6s. That's going to be 2 hits. That's not bad. And these are going to be strength 3, so looking for 4s to wound. Getting 1 wound, 5 up, armor save. No, that's going to go through. I should also mention that at the end of the movement phase, my Biophagus spent 2 CP to enhance my Aberrant here. As for 2 CP, it allows me to increase his strength, toughness, or attacks. I increased his toughness there, so he's going to be tough 5, which is pretty good. Giving him a little bit extra, trying to defend himself from all of the hits that are going to be coming in over there. All right, into the fight phase now. We're going to start with one of his chargers over here, attacking into my combat specialist here. So he's going to have 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. That's going to be 2 hits. Wounding on 5s now because of his increased toughness. Getting 1 wound. AP, nothing. So looking for a 5-up save. He's good. Woo! All right, so now my leader is going to attack. He's going to put 1 attack into each of them. We'll do 1 into the scout first, hitting on a 4 because it's unwieldy with that power hammer. That is a hit. Wounding on a 2. Oop, that was close. That was real close. That is a wound. That's going to go straight through their armor, so 3 damage. 6 up, feel no pains. No, he will be dead. Sorry, he's got 3 injury, 3 dice on this injury roll. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
That's what you get for.
That's what I get for getting ahead of myself. Ah, that is exactly what I get for getting ahead of myself. All right, now the other attack into the other guy over here. That is not going to be a hit. And then I'm going to spend 1 CP for step up here for my combat specialist to attack. He's going to put 2 attacks into his veteran specialist and 1 attack into the other guy who hasn't attacked yet. So the 2 into the veteran specialist. No hits there, and then 1 into the other guy. Is a hit with a fill face. But does not wound. And now that guy's going to punch back over here. That's going to be 3 hits. Wounding on 5s, though.
He's really feeling it.
Getting 1 wound. No save there, so he takes a wound. And now my Zealot specialist over here is going to attack. He's got 3 attacks on the charge here. These are going to be hitting on 4s. That's going to be 1 hit. That is going to be a wound. Goes straight through his armor, so he's got 3. 6 up, feel no pains. Nope, he's going to feel them. And that 6 means he's out of action. And now his veteran's going to attack into my combat specialist. 2 hits there. Wounding on 5s.
1 wound.
1 wound. That's good. Right. Then over here we got 2 attacks. They're going to be 2 guys who are going to be separate. So we'll go with the guy on the right here. That's going to be 1 hit.
1 wound.
That is a wound because he's not buffed up. That's not a save, so he takes a wound. And then the other guy is going to get 1 hit. Whoa. Throwing dice all over the place here. No wound. And then these two over here. So we're going to go with the first guy. That's going to be 2 hits. No wounds. And then the next one. That's going to be 3 hits. 1 wound. No save. So now his scout's going to activate over here. Hitting on 4s, though, because of the flesh wound there. Whoop. No wound. And then over here, I'm going to put 1 and 1. We'll go this guy first, then that guy. No hit on the first one. That is a hit on the second one. That is a wound on the second one. Got a feel no pain, but not enough to protect him from the out of action. And this regular guy over here is going to go. That's going to be 3 hits because he does not have the flesh wound. That's going to be 2 wounds because he does not have the buff there. And I make both the saves! Woo! And then my guy over here is going to have 1 and 1. We'll go back and front. The back guy isn't a hit. The second one is also not a hit. And that's going to be it for turn 1 here. We don't have to roll for breaking, but we do have 1 injury roll or nerve test to take over here with this one guy that's injured on a 6. Now he's good to go. So that's going to be it. We will now roll off to see who will have initiative going into turn 2. I rolled a 10. My opponent rolled a 3. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. Movement phase, my biophage just moved across over here, and now my zealot is going to charge into these 2 guys over here. So they are engaged, and wow, double fill faces. He's in. Alrighty, so that's going to be it for the movement phase for the Genestealer Cult, and it for the movement phase for the Orks. All of these guys in the middle here readied, and everyone else stayed in combat. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so we got 6 grots that are in range and line of fire, but not within half range. So they're going to be hitting on, what is it, 6s? 6s to hit. Getting no hits. All right, so now into the fight phase. My zealot was the only one who charged. He's going to put all 3 of his attacks into this guy over here. These are going to be hitting on 4s. That's going to be 2 hits. Wounded on 2s. It's going to be 2 wounds. So it's going to be 6. Oh, I guess. Yes. So, well, yeah. So we'll do 3 feel no pains because if any of those go through, then we have to worry. Yeah. So that's going to be fine on the first one. So let's see if he is out of action. Yep. On a 4, he will be. And now my combat specialist is going to activate. He's going to put 1 attack into each of them. We'll start with the guy over on the right here. That's a hit. That is not a wound. Into the second one. That is a hit. That is a wound. 3 feel no pains.
Got 1.
Got 1, but that's not enough to undo all of them, and that 6 is out of action. And then into his veteran. That is not a hit. I'm gonna spend my last CP to reroll that. Into not a hit. And now his orc over here is going to activate. That's going to get 2 hits.
And a grot
flying off the tower there.
And 2 wounds.
That's going to be 2 wounds. 2 5-ups. Ooh, neither of them. So 1 injury roll here. On a 3, he takes a flesh wound. Now I'm going to activate this guy over here. He's going to do 1 and 1. So we'll do the guy in the back first. That's a hit. That is a wound. Feel no pains. Oh, he hits 2. Does he? How many wounds do you have?
I have 1 wound.
Oh, he's only got 1 wound, so that's going to go through. You going to try for that?
Can I?
Oh, no. Feel no pains isn't one of the ones you can. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was thinking. Sorry about that. Yep, cannot do that. So now let's see if he is out of action. No! That is special. And then into the other one. That is a hit with a fill face. That is a wound. Feel no pains. No, he feels them. And he also takes a flesh wound. And now his scout's going to attack into my leader over here. 4s and 4s. That's going to be 2 hits. 4s. Getting 1 wound. That is not a save, so he takes a wound. And now my leader is going to attack into his scout over here. The Biophagus did give him +1 attack at the end of the movement phase, so it's going to be 3 attacks here on 4s. Oh, on 5s, because he doesn't have a flesh wound. He just got a wound there. So that's a hit. That is a wound. Does feel the pain. So So +1 to this because he's got a flesh wound already. Yeah, that 60's out. And now his orcs are going to attack back. We're going to go with the first guy over here onto my combat specialist.
3s and 5s.
3s to hit. It's going to be 2 hits. 5s to wound because he's got the plus toughness. No wounds. And the second guy, that's going to be 1 hit, but no wound. And then back over here, we got the 2 guys attacking into me. They're going to hit on 4s because they're flesh wounds. Doesn't matter with those 2 6s. And 1 wound. What is that? Yeah, it was cocked. It was weird. Oh, but he makes a save. And here goes the other guy. That's going to be 2 hits.
Again.
Yeah, doesn't care about those flesh wounds, apparently.
2 wounds.
2 wounds. Does not make either save, so that's going to be an injury roll coming over here. On a 4, he is out. All right, so that's going to be the end of the turn here. My opponent can pass, can and will spend 1 CP to auto pass one of them. They're going the closest to me. And the other guy, there are 5 out of action, but he's got the 1 guy next to him there. So he's looking for a 1 or a 2 to keep him around. Oh, and he does. They're good to go. Excellent there. I have 1 guy out of action. But leadership 7, he can't fail on that one over there. So that is going to be it for turn 2 here. Let's roll off, see who has initiative going into turn 3. I rolled a 9. My opponent rolled a 7, so we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. Movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. He's going to stay in combat over here. My combat specialist is going to stay in combat. And now my leader is going to charge into these 2 guys over here. They're engaged. 3 inches will get him into at least 1. Yep. And now my zealot's going to charge into this grot over here. So do you want to roll his...
My stick bomb.
Throw a stick bomb. 4 shots.
I can't remember if it's D6.
Is it D3 or D... 1 second. No, he was a grot blaster, so that was just a miss. So his charge in here. 5 should get him in. So he made it in over there, and then my Biophagus moved in underneath him over there. So that is going to be it for the movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. We'll come back to after movement phase for the Orks. Into the movement phase for the Orks. These guys are going to stay in combat over here. He's going to stay in combat, and his Pain Boy is going to charge into my Biophagus. So I've got 1 shot with my auto pistol, which I'm not going to hit. It was close. I saw the fill face. I wanted to come. 6-inch charge to get on over there. Ooh, he's in with a 7. And now these guys here are going to charge into my Aberrant. One of them needs a 10-inch charge. Does not make that one. Here we go, though. Nope. And then the other one needs an 11. Oh, this is 5-inch. That's right. I'm so sorry. I'm moving. And the other one needs an 11-inch charge.
Here we go.
Here we go. Ooh, no.
Also gets 5. So.
Alrighty. So into the shooting phase, we do have 2 of his sluggers they can shoot that we forgot about last time. So he's going to shoot it over here.
Nope.
It's not going to hit, though. And this one over here.
Yes.
Is going to hit.
But
he has plus toughness, so
yeah,
hey, that's a wound right there. That's not a save. So let's see his injury roll. A 3 is a flesh wound. All right, so into the fight phase, my opponent's going to spend 2 CP for Gnasher Squig onto my leader over here. So on that 4 up, right?
4 up.
No mortal wounds over here.
It
did, and I'm going to spend 2 CP for Decisive Strike to have my Biophagus attack first against his Pain Boy over here. So we can have our doctor on doctor violence going on over here. Doctor. All right, so now he is, my Biophagus is going to attack him with the Injector Goad. He is going to have 3 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 3s. He always wounds on 2+ with the Injector Goad. They are going to be doing D3 damage. It's AP 0, so he'll have his 6-up save on those. Then they do D3 damage. Then he has a 6-up field of pain that he gets to reroll 1s on. If, at the end of all the attacks, if he has suffered a wound from the Injector Goad, I can then roll a D6. If I roll higher than the number of wounds that he has left, then he suffers D3 mortal wounds on top of it. So this is going to be super complicated, but I'm pretty sure that we've got this settled, and we'll be able to walk us through this one. So here we go. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll one of these. My last one. That's going to be 2 hits.
Pretty good.
Wounding on 2s. That's going to be 2 wounds.
6 up
AP
armor.
nothing. So 6-up armor.
No,
fails both of them. So we got D3 wounds. He's got 4 wounds total, so I'm going to roll both D3s because
because your damage if you take me down matters.
The what?
Your damage when you take me down.
Oh, that's true. The damage when I take him down. So the first one, D3, it's going to be 3. So he's got, what is it? 6-up field of pain, re-rolling 1s.
Okay.
No ones,
I'll take
no.
all
So he
three
takes
of
all
those.
3. So he's down to 1 wound. Then we have another D3 from the second one. Is 2. Feel no pains.
Rerolling the 1.
Rerolling 1.
I'm going to go down either way.
No. So that's going to be 2 damage that would put him down here. So now we roll the injury roll, which I think just finishes. So you're not going to take any mortal wounds.
Correct.
So you can't take any mortal wounds from this because it ends the sequence. But it did 2 damage, so I rolled 2 dice. Oh, man, I used all my CP, so he's just going to take a flesh wound. All right, so now into the regular sequence here. My leader charged. He's going to go into his veteran. I'm going to have 3 attacks because he did get buffed with the Biophagus. Not this turn, the turn before. These are going to be hitting on 4s. So being unwieldy there. So that's going to be 2 hits. Wounded on 2s. That's 2 wounds.
I got nothing.
So it's feel no pain, right?
No. He's a grot.
No. This is the leader.
him.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
So
I
we
do,
got
I do.
yeah. So we got
I thought you were attacking the grot. Okay.
no. So that one's gonna go through. So the first one ends the sequence there, and on that 6, he is out of action. All right. So now his pain boy is gonna attack into my Biophagus over here. He's got a power claw, so he's gonna have 4 attacks, but they're gonna be hitting on 5s because of that flesh wound here.
Got
Getting 2 hits. Oh boy.
2s to wound.
2s to wound.
Both
That's 2 wounds.
-3.
-3 is going to go straight through. So what's the
D3
damage?
each.
D3 piece. So the first one does 3, which will take him down to 0. 3 injury rolls. Oh, and that 5. I saw the 1 and the 3, but that 5 will take him out of action. Doctor. Bye-bye. And now my Zealot is going to attack into his grot over there because he charged. He has 3 attacks. That is going to be all 3 hits. This might be super.
2s to squish.
2s to squish. Yeah, look, he did. That's a lot of 5s and 6s I just wasted there. And now I'm going to activate the combat specialist over here. That's going to be 1 hit. Oh, no, not a hit because he's at -1 because of the flesh wound. And now his guy over here is going to activate.
2 hits.
That's going to be 2 hits because he does not have a flesh wound.
1 wound.
That's going to be 1 wound there. Not a save. +1 on this. He's out. And then this guy over here is going to activate. That's going to be 3 hits.
5s to wound, though.
5s to wound because he's got the plus toughness.
No.
Ooh, no wound. Alrighty, so that's the end of turn 3 here. We are now both having to roll for breaks because I have 3 guys out of action and 1 who is has a flesh wound. And my opponent has 7 out of action, and he's got 3 who have flesh wounds, which is he needed 10 to have to roll for break. He's rolling break. I had needed 4 to roll for break. I'm rolling break. So we're gonna start with why don't we start with the Orks?
Yep.
So here we go.
6.
He's got a leadership 6.
3.
Rolls a 3. He's good to
Not
go.
broken.
He is not broken. Let me see if I am broken. I have leadership 7. Oh, just enough for 7, so I am good to go.
Come back.
Man, I saw that 6 and it gave me a heart attack. We'll see what happens next turn. That's true. So now we do have to take some nerve tests here. My opponent's going to spend his last CP to keep his pain boy from getting all nervy over here. And now he has 2 more he has to make here. What, their leadership 6?
Correct.
So you
But
need to roll once. So we'll do the guy in the back first. Nope. And the next guy. No. So they're both shaken over there.
Hugging each other in the corner.
Yeah, I've got 1 guy over here. I've got 3 out of action, plus he's going to be close to the guy over here. So that's going to be +3, -1, so +2 to this dice roll. On a 6, he will be nervous. No, so he is going to be good to go. So that's going to be it for turn 3. Let's roll to see who has initiative going into turn 4.
7.
I rolled a 7 as well, so re-roll. I rolled a 5, 4. So it's going to be Genestealer Cult turn here. We'll come back to you after the movement. All right, so now my leader is going to charge into both of these guys. On a 7, he's in. All right, so into the Orc movement phase. This guy is going to charge into my combat specialist. On a 6, will not make it.
Yeah.
So it's going to re-roll
Here
because
we
of here we go. 4 will not make it. So into the shooting phase, this guy can shoot into my combat specialist over here with his slugger.
Nope.
But he will not hit it with a 1. All right, so at the beginning of the fight phase, my opponent's going to use Gnasher Squig into my leader over here.
Redemption.
4+ wounds.
Redemption.
Oh, no, he takes a mortal wound, which will take him down to 0. Let's see. Oh, off the table. Keep it on the table. Oh,
Yeah!
he's out of action. All right, so nobody has any chargers, so I'm going to activate 1 first since I have initiative. I'm going to activate my Zealot into his Pain Boy. I've got 2 attacks, hitting on 4s because he didn't charge. so I don't get the +1 attack here. And he didn't get buffed by the Biophagus because I wanted to hold it since I got charged to do the decisive strike, which, to be fair, was well worth it, I think. So here we go. 2 attacks here, hitting on 4s, getting 1 hit. Strength 10, so wounding on to 2s. That is a wound. Here we go. 6 up, feel no pains. No, he's going to feel all of them. So 3 damage here. Yeah, on that 5, he is out of action.
On that 3, he was out.
And now my opponent's going to attack over here. He's going to have 2 hits. Yep, because he's not wounded yet. 5s to wound. Oh, getting that 1. Oh, and not a save. +1 to this. Oh, and he's out. All right, so that is going to be the end of turn 4 here. We both of our commanders, our docks are out. So the dead docks are both dead. Actually, in the same place too. There's just like a pile of dead doctors at the bottom of this pile of crates here. One just got crushed by the claw, and then the other one just got hit in the head with a hammer while he was crushing him in the eye. That's what I like to see. I like to imagine that like the zealot guy just like jumped from the top rope and just like wailed down on him with the people's elbow with the hammer right to his head from the top ropes up there. So that's going to be the end of the turn. We now have to roll to see if we are broken. So my opponent, if we both break, I mean, it's just going to be a tie because we've both killed our commanders here. So my opponent has a leadership of 6 still because you got the one guy that's still around, right? The commandos are still 6s. So going to roll for this one here. So he's got 6. No, he will break. He's double broken actually. Oh man. But I've got a 7. I've got 1 guy left on the table to try to make the 7. Here we go. What's going to happen? Oh no, with an 8 I broke as well. Oh man. Let's see if this game goes on. Let's see if
one of us can table.
Yeah, so it's turn 4. The end of turn 4, we do roll to see if the game is over. So on a 3+, yeah, it's going to go on. So we will now roll to see who has initiative.
We have to do breaks.
Oh, we do have to do breaks. That's right. Oh my god. So I've got 5 guys out of action on my guy. 5+. 5. Oh, I am shaking.
See if I can get any ones.
Any ones here. This is what it's going to take. No. Yes. 1 Grot's going to be alive. No. Or be able to do something. No. Oh, I'm not even showing the dice rolls. I don't know why. And then these 2 guys too.
Yep.
So we got the back one. Nope. Right one. No. So we got 1 Grot that can do something. So what he can do is he can move up and shoot. No, that's not even going to kill him. Well, let's just see what happens. We're going to see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll come back to you after a movement phase for the 1 Grot. All right, so he moved over here. He's got line of sight. He's going to take a shot into my aberrant who can't do anything.
I rolled a 3.
Rolled a 3, so no hit there. So that's the end of the game, or the end of that one. So we will now, I'm going to spend my 1 CP to keep my guy around. Yeah. Are you going to spend 1 of your CPs? Oh, you got 2 CPs, but you still only do 1.
So this commando.
That commando over there is going to be sticking around. So now we're going to roll to see if the game goes on. We'll see if the game goes on. No, on a 2 is over, so we don't have to worry about that. Tie game. That was killer, literally. Like right off the bat, we were just like wailing on each other with hammers and choppas and just wailing into each other. So I like to imagine that this aberrant here picked up the vial that the Biophagus had like managed when the Biophagus like taser or injector goaded into his pain boy there. I like to imagine he got the genetic material sample there, gathered it into his thing there, and then just got crushed to death. But the aberrant here smashed the pain boy on the top of the head, picked up his Biophagus, and then sauntered back into the sewers, where he brought it back to the next Biophagus that will arise from the clan, from the cult down below.
They didn't check the law though, so this planet's got a feral law now.
Yeah, so now this planet also now has a fungi infection. So they're gonna have to deal with that. And actually, you know, that probably plays into the Genestealer Cult plans. Yeah, it's plans that have been generations in the coming. So, but a ton of fun. I really like this. It's a really thematic and fun mission to play here, and just a lot of bruising. So I killed a lot of guys, but he killed them back. So. Good times. So, I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent's been Harris, and until next time, have fun.